Heyo, welcome into the CHGO White Sox pregame show, presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Happy Sunday and welcome into Studio A of our CHGO offices here in the West Loop of Chicago. I'm Sean Anderson, the host of the CHGO White Sox pregame show. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Alongside me, as always, is Herb Lawrence.
Hello.
You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23, and you can follow the show on Twitter at CHGO_White Sox. Herb, the White Sox won yesterday. They beat the Tigers into a pulp, 8-0. How was it being out at White Sox Field?
It was
White
great.
Sox Park. Guaranteed rate field, Comiskey Park.
The fans out there, of course, going to games are always fun. I've always had a great time there. And so the night before, where everybody was kind of just down and out and depressed because he had lost the first 2 games versus Cleveland, 2 out of 3 versus Minnesota on this homestand, I was on this show saying, I just don't want to go. The guys from 108's like, hey, come on through. I got you a beer. And Beefloke and his wife came through. They bought a beer for Courtney and I. I had a nice blueberry lemonade, enjoyed some immaculate vibes, as the kids would say, and they hit home runs. Gavin Sheets.
Gavin Floyd.
I just get mixed up
that
because
one deep.
He crushes the Tigers, too. Opposite field, 3-run home run in the first inning. I was like, here we go. Then the 2-out double by Timmy. Then we get 3 more runs in that second inning, and we're rolling. And pretty much from that on, I only focused on Johnny Cueto. I tell you what, nobody, and I mean no damn body, thought this was going to show up. Johnny Cueto is a thing. He is pitching back to all-star levels. Johnny Cueto struck out 5 versus the Tigers yesterday, went into the 8th inning, finished that 8th inning, and Chris Kamka with the stat, he is the only White Sox starter to record an out in the 8th inning this season.
Oh,
amazing.
I didn't know
and
that.
He had 100 pitches at 8th inning, and I looked through the bullpen after he finished his 8th inning, and I was like, no one's pitching. And in the middle of the White Sox batting, Jose Ruiz got up to pitch. So I was thinking maybe they're going to give him a chance to get the complete game shutout. But no, 100 pitches was enough, and he's a thing. I love for the White Sox, if they ever fall out of it, if they keep on playing how they are,
respect.
Get something.
Yeah.
Get something for him.
Well, and
trade
also
him away, because this is way better than you or anybody ever thought Johnny Cueto was going to pitch. And I know that we love him. It is great, and I would love to keep him. But the best thing for the White Sox, and my guy Alex Rude, who I got to chop it up with yesterday, we should have him on the show on one of these days. Stop it. He's got that great gif of you, too, which is great. We should trade Johnny Cueto as soon as we possibly can if we keep on playing like this, because he does. I don't think this is the real Johnny Cueto, like, ultimately, because if it is, yeah, that's great, but no one picked him up until the middle of the season on a minor league deal.
Well, the White Sox weren't even going to pick him up. They were forced to because of Lance injury.
Exactly. And so a trade of Johnny Cueto, while not popular, I think is the best interest of the White Sox if they continue to be middling like they are.
Yeah, I mean, hey, the one thing that I was worried about with Johnny Cueto is health. You look back to 2018, he pitched 53 innings, 2019, 16 innings, 2020, 63 innings, and then last year in 2021, 114 innings. So he proved that there was a little something left, but his effectiveness was hurt by his ability to stay healthy. He's been healthy this year, which has been surprising. The one guy that the White Sox have been able to keep healthy is a guy that hasn't been healthy in years. And A.J. Pollock, too, has been, fairly healthy this year. He had that little blip early on to start the year, but for the most part, he's been pretty healthy. He's just been bad and underperforming, but Johnny Cueto's been good and performing well, and I really do love the description that Jim Margulis gave of just his pitches are on shuffle, and he could throw anything that he wants at any time, and he's just so effective at keeping people off balance and everything, and just the fact that is a stat, that he's the only pitcher in the 8th inning, or a White Sox pitcher to record an out, White Sox starter to record an out in the 8th inning. That's so shocking. With this pitching staff, with the expectation for this pitching staff, you wouldn't expect Johnny fucking Cueto, of all people, if you asked them when we were in the lockout, who would be the first White Sox pitcher to make it out in the 8th inning. It's shocking all around. I don't know what signing we can even compare this to, because it's pretty out of the blue, out of nowhere, not only because of his age and what his health has been, but just so unexpected.
Yeah, it's very, very shocking. And I just want to pass along some hellos to the people who are looking for you, Sean. There was a worker in the Miller Lite Lounge, which is the old Goose Island place. We're sitting in the back or the middle of the 108 section. Said, "What up, Herb? Where's Sean?" I was like, "Sean's not here. Sorry, bro." And so that guy and DJ, the surgeon from Houston, he's originally from here or from San Antonio. Originally from here, he lives down in San Antonio. He come up to me, he's like, "Love what you guys do," and I was like, "What do you do?" I like to get engaged with the people who are saying what's up and watching our show. It's like, "I'm a surgeon." He's like passes by that shit as if a surgeon isn't great. I was like, "Man, DJ, man, you're the man." A surgeon. I think he said he's a urologist. So I was like, "God damn, man. You're out here doing real shit, and I'm out here doing this show."
I could not even figure out the drains underneath my actual sink, my kitchen sink. So that guy is working with real special pipes,
Yes.
So I'm shout out DJ. That's some special work there. But yeah, hey, shout out to you guys. This is crazy. I mean, we see even Eli Stein in there. We're worldwide, Herb. We're at the Goose Island. We're at San Antonio. We're in Israel. We're in Spain.
With our guy Juan.
You guys are the best. This is incredible. I think Wayne's from Michigan, so we got
Jesus.
Dan Payton. Yeah, Jesus is
Israeli, I guess.
I guess he's from that area. Jesus Shuttlesworth, though. I mean, wouldn't that guy be from New York?
He's from Brooklyn,
or
he's
Bronx. From New York.
Yeah.
But what's up, guys? And
It's
Edgar
a biblical name. No shit.
But you guys are the best.
Canada.
Hey, there's KPW from Canada. But Johnny Cueto's been a lot of fun. And if he's this healthy, let's see what he can do. I mean, this is like maybe Bartolo Colon kind of turning around his career when he was like 43. He's just kept pushing, and it's really fun to watch. So hopefully, like you're saying, the White Sox can get something out of him, because I would love to just see him pitching. I would love to see him pitching in important games. That'd be fun.
And unlike Bartolo Colon, I hope Johnny Cueto's favorite singer doesn't die in the middle of the season and Johnny goes away for months on end.
I think that's still my favorite White Sox memory. I was at that game where Michael Jackson and Farrah Fawcett died, and there was a guy in center field just shit talking Matt Kemp every 9 innings, and it was relentless. It was incredible. And driving home, Michael Jackson died, and that was just I'll never forget that day. And Bartolo Colon also will never forget that day. Let's move into the game that we're talking about today. Herb, did you watch this game yesterday and say they're back at all?
No.
Okay.
The opposite.
So they're not back?
I met P. Knowles for the first time, Patrick Nolan.
He was out there?
He was out there, too. It was a star-studded crew out there. And I was like, yeah, 6-0, man. This is going to be a thing where White Sox fans are going to be like, yeah, here we go. And I literally turned to Tim, who's another guy, Tim Donovan, in the thing, and I was like, yeah, this is going to give us false hope. It's going to give me false hope because of the good feelings I'm having here. And the Minnesota Twins suck still, and they're going to give the White Sox every chance to catch up to them. Minnesota lost yesterday, so the White Sox are only 5 games out. White Sox win today, Minnesota lose today. We actually come up big. We're better than we were last week as a whole, because Minnesota sucks, and we just suck a little less, or suck a little bit more.
And just imagine if you could beat them. If you could beat those weird-ass Minnesota Twins a couple times, this division would look a lot different at this point. It's so frustrating that they couldn't take care of business against Minnesota.
Yeah, and so that's the thing. Like, we know the White Sox can play better, but we've had way too much of this where we're like, they don't have a switch. There's no thing that they're like, okay, here we go. Here's 9 wins in a row, and we're taking over the division. They can, and our guy Alex Rude says they're going to win by 5 games.
That's
5.
bold.
Oh my God, Alex was bullish on it.
I love Alex.
He was bullish. He did the calculations. He's like, the White Sox have like 30 games versus teams that are either rebuilding or out of it. He's like, Minnesota has 30 games versus teams that are in the playoffs or going for it. So with that juxtaposition, he's like, the White Sox will catch up because they've been playing garbage teams. He says the only teams that really have a chance that have going down the stretch are like the San Diego Padres at the end of the year, and of course Minnesota Twins.
Well, that's the series I'm worried about, is because you have 6 games. The 6 out of your last 9 games are against Minnesota. Minnesota has kicked your ass up and down the street this entire year. So I don't know. I mean, I love Alex, and we used when it was the off day, you and I weren't here, but the off day, we put together a little thing exactly like Alex. I used Alex's thing where there was like 88 games left and breaking down the schedule. I understand it, but we've seen for a year now, the last 162 games for the White Sox, they've been so bad. So, and yeah, it is more about the Twins sucking than anything. I agree with that, but also the White Sox suck as well. So I don't know if I've seen the White Sox show even the level of competency that I need to see to have faith in them. But yeah, maybe we'll have Alex on the show. I don't know. Maybe
it would be a good idea. Like on one of these All-Star break shows.
Yeah, that's true.
Just have Alex in here. I don't think Vinny will be in the whole week because, he needs a break. He needs a rest. He just got married and really pretty much just got right back to working. Man, Vinny is a workaholic. And he was working yesterday, too.
Yeah.
The man didn't even have to work. He's like, I'm out here.
He's
doing things, getting good articles. So you should go to allchgo.com right now and read Vinny's good work.
And hey, if you become a member, you can get one of my one of the shirts. I got the CHGO pocket one on. I love the clean design right there, and we got 3 brand new ones too. So we will get the quick plug in there because Vinny does put out great articles, pretty much like every 3 a week. So he's the king. Someone said El Duque in the chat, and El Duque, I guess they're referring to like when was the last time we saw this with the White Sox. I know El Duque got that big out and that big, against the Red Sox. I mean, he was huge in that moment. But even then, 39 years old El Duque, a 5.12 ERA in 22 starts. I mean, Johnny Cueto is a hell of a lot better than what El Duque was. El Duque had an ERA plus of 88. Johnny Cueto's at like 136 right now. I mean, he's like good and like even a next level above good. I mean, Johnny Cueto has been insane. So
yeah, and Ozzie Guillen famously had to pound the table for El Duque to be included on the playoff roster that year. Ozzie saw something in him that he can come up big because he had playoff experience already. And so, yeah, El Duque had a mediocre to bad regular season while Cueto's having an awesome regular season. And yes, I saw Jesus say he had a 4 ERA, and so this is not unexpected. It's like, no, he has a sub-3 ERA this year. If you tell me that you expected this, come on now. You guys could not this good. You could have said, okay, he's going to be better than people think, but not this.
And I think
this.
I think I said something along the lines of that, but I mean, even then, I can't take nowhere near the credit that he's been truly insane.
Yeah.
I mean, like this is kind of returning to form. You're seeing so much health from him. This is miraculous what he's doing. I mean, it's really great to see. So,
if he was this, he would have had a major league deal.
Yeah, the White Sox
not a minor league deal.
No, and the fact that he's just ready and up and going, it's so impressive. I do want to talk to you about one thing real quick. So Matthew Leonard said, when is Tony going to apologize for Sheets swinging 3-0? Did you know, Herb, that the White Sox this year have 2 hits on 3-0 counts? They have 43 walks.
Okay.
In 47 plate appearances, they have 43 walks, 2 hits. They have a 500 batting average, a 957 OPS, a 1200 slugging, right? So their OPS on 3-0 counts is above 2,000.
It should be.
So it's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But that's their second hit on 3-0 counts, and that is their first extra base hit on a 3-0 count this year. It is July 10th.
It's the dumb old baseball mentality of taking 3-0s all the time, and sometimes, and most times in those probably 47 at bats, that 3-0 count or that 3-0 pitch was middle, looking delicious, and the White Sox had a take on no matter what. I say give grown men who have made to the major leagues the chance to hit a pitch that they like. If they do not want to swing at the 3-0 pitch because they've been conditioned as such, cool. But do not put a governor on them to say, do not swing at this great pitch you're about to get. It seems counterproductive to a team, any team, firstly, and then a team that doesn't hit a lot of home runs or extra base hits. So, yes, I would be all the time giving the go sign on 3-0s, especially if I trust my hitter up there. If it's a young player, rookie, or a player that swings freely at things like Luis Robert, maybe, but also, fuck it, 3-0. If he misses it, he has another couple pitches. If he pops it up, sorry, I just have a feeling if you give a guy a chance to hit a fastball middle, he'll probably drive it more times than not.
Yeah, I mean,
give them the chance to do it.
White Sox are middling, middle of the pack when it comes to 3-0 counts. They have a 268 weighted runs created plus, which is good for 14th in the American League, or 14th, sorry, in the MLB. Wow. And they just became there's now 4 teams left that don't have a home run on 3-0 counts. Wow. So I don't know. It's just it's shocking.
So who's the number 1 team up there in 3-0 counts?
You want to guess?
I'm going to say the Yankees.
Are you talking about like weighted runs created plus, or are you talking about home runs?
Weighted runs created plus.
Weighted runs created plus, it's the Yankees. Do you want to know who hits the most home runs?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Dodgers.
It's the Yankees. Wow.
How many home runs do they have at 3-0 counts?
They have 6.
Oh, my God. See? 3 home runs.
They have 6 and a weighted runs created plus through 3-0 counts of 303. So they are 300% better than the major league average, which is why they have a run differential of plus 182. Thank you, guys. We're not the Yankees. All right, let's look at the starting lineup for the White Sox because we're 10 minutes away from first pitch. All right, leading off for the White Sox, Yoan Moncada. What the hell?
Back.
He's playing third base. Batting second, Andrew Vaughn. He's playing first base. Batting third, Luis Robert. He's out in center field. Batting fourth, Jose Abreu playing designated hitter. Batting fifth, Gavin Sheets out in right field. Batting sixth, Eloy Jimenez playing in left field. Batting seventh, Leury Garcia at shortstop. Batting eighth, Josh Harrison playing second base. And batting ninth, Reese McGuire is your catcher. Herb, what you think of the lineup, especially Yo batting leadoff?
Tim needs a day off. That's cool. But also, Tim's going to get a day off on one of those doubleheaders versus Cleveland and or a day off the day after.
Yeah, so he's either going to play in both doubleheader games and get the day off after, or get one of the days off, or one of the games off in the doubleheader.
And so these games matter, and I know Tim needs a day off, but he's going to get 2 right here, and then a full week of days off. I mean, I know he has to play the game and do all the festivities on Monday and Tuesday, but Wednesday and Thursday he'll be off, chilling. So, as Ozzy said, he's a now 29-year-old man. What are we doing? Like, I get the opportunity to rest. You need to take advantage of it, but he's going to rest plenty coming up.
And I understand, they're playing 14 games. I think it's honestly even more than that. I think it's like 16 games in 15 straight days. So I understand like the idea of wanting to protect him. I'm not against that. I also would like to see Tim Anderson start the All-Star game, but Tim Anderson bats .500 against Drew Hutchinson. Why not try to just light this team up in the first 3 innings, and then if you have a lead, you could put Leury in? Like, I don't know. I mean, like, Tim Anderson can help this team today. He doesn't need the full day off, in my mind. I think you could put him in for a couple innings and get some work out of him. I don't know. I understand your point. I do understand the point of being cautious with him. I think there's probably something in between that they could work out. But seeing Yoan leadoff will be interesting because Drew Hutchison isn't shit. So, I mean, Yoan Moncada, this is a guy that I think could have some success off of him today. We're still kind of waiting for that Yoan moment to still happen, even though he's been great third base defensively at third base.
Play made 9th inning last night. We were shocked because we're really far away in the 108 section, and we saw the replay. It's like, oh my! He ranged over to the tarp and made a catch over the tarp and went into the netting. Made a great catch. I was like, here we go. Yoan never takes days off on the field. Sometimes you'll see some at bats that you would want him to focus in a little bit more and not take third strikes as much. But it seems like the bat has come around a little bit more, but the glove is always playing.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing I'm looking out for is maybe he'll get an extra base hit today. He's got a 283 slash line, 333, 415 slash line in the past 15 games, but only 5 extra base hits. 5 out of his 15 hits are extra base hits. So hopefully we see some more power. We've been seeing some power from Gavin Sheets too, though. He had a 3-run homer, so I wouldn't mind if the White Sox got off to a 3-0 lead after the first inning today. Let's look at the Tigers starting lineup, and leading off for them, it will be Riley Green playing center field, batting second, Javi Baez playing shortstop, batting third, Harold Castro playing third base, batting fourth, Miguel Cabrera at designated hitter, batting fifth, it is Jonathan Scope playing second base, batting sixth, Robbie Grossman out in left field, batting seventh, Spencer Torkelson, and he's playing first base, batting ninth, Honus Eric Haas at catcher, and batting ninth, it is Victor Reyes in right field. And I mean, you can look at Riley Green right there. I'm pretty sure he played yesterday, so that's 4 straight games for Riley Green. I understand people getting annoyed. You have young guys, play them. I understand your point, and you see that with the Tigers. And they're on a roll right now. I mean, they just lost 8-0 yesterday, but outside of that, I mean, this is a red-hot team, and they continue to play their guys. They continue to play who's hot. So I understand why White Sox fans might get a little frustrated.
And this team is decent. Like, you saw the result yesterday, 8-0, so maybe that's a little bit more what we're used to when we started off this season in 5-1 versus the Tigers. And while we were pissed off these first 2 games that they lost to the Tigers, this is a decent team that has been playing much better since Riley Green has come up. I don't know if it's correlation or causation, but the kid is decent. He's off the top of the lineup doing a good job. Torkelson's coming around a little bit more, and most of those hitters who were under 200 when I went up there to see them play versus KPW's Toronto Blue Jays now have got over the Mendoza line and are driving the ball a little bit more. That Robbie Grossman, I would see him in another uniform not too long from now, because he has skills where he's underperforming this year, but skills that would do well on a contending team. And that bullpen
He hustles.
is great.
Yeah.
That bullpen is really great. I assume that they will be looking to trade some of those pieces off so they can build on the fly.
They got a top 5 bullpen right now, and hey, they might keep some of these pieces. A lot of these pieces have been there for a decent amount of time.
Jonathan
Soto's
Scope.
been there. Jonathan Scope's been there, but Soto's been there for a bit. Fulmer's been there for a bit. Lang's been there for a bit. So I don't know. Maybe they'll roll with this bullpen. Maybe I think they like the guys that are out in there. And again, they're top 5 in baseball bullpen ERA. So shout out to them. All right, let's look at the starting pitchup matchup. I know I'm not old, so I didn't really get Starsky and Hutch, but the guy's last name is Hutch, and I was like, oh, Michael Kopech's blonde. So I thought, there was something there, but apparently the blonde one is Hutch, and Starsky is the dark hair one. Ben Stiller played Starsky. Hutch was played by Owen Wilson, so this is kind of like if it's flipped.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the older people to say, Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson, Starsky and Hutch is a 70s show.
My guy was Peter Bogdanovich.
With this David guy and Peter. I forgot who the guys are. The show
They're bums.
predates me, I believe. I'm 78. I think that show was
68.
I think that show was in the 70s. So, yes, Starsky and Hutch works for me as long as Kopech goes out and outduels Hutch, because he's not bad. He's not good. He's just a pitcher who's pretty much 5 and dive. He's pitched versus the White Sox. His first start of the year was versus the White Sox in June, where he pitched 5 innings, I believe, and gave up 2 earned runs, and White Sox eventually won that game. And then 2 starts, I think, versus 2, like the Guardians, and then maybe Baltimore, where he pitched 4 1/3, and then he pitched 5, gave up 2 earned runs, gave up 1 earned run. So he's just a guy where I think, and I have no evidence to back this up, the pitching coach and the manager are like, let's not make this team see him for a 3rd time. Let's get him out after his 2nd time through the lineup. Make sure that we have no extra damage. And in these starts, he's been 2-1. So he's giving them exactly what they need. Enough length so they can have their bullpen, which is great, take over for the rest of the game.
And 2, what he's also doing is 13 2/3 innings, last 3 starts, only 1 home run. So it's just putting the ball in play. Hopefully your defenders are out there. They can make plays, and Hutchinson can at least locate. So we'll see if he can be effective. Let's go through the pitching lines and just see what their stats have been this year. Hutchinson in 29 1/3 innings, 4.30 ERA, 26 hits allowed, 19 Ks, and 16 walks, and an ERA plus of 91. Michael Kopech, 72 2/3 innings, a 3.34 ERA, 47 hits, 68 strikeouts, and 35 walks allowed, and an ERA plus of 118. Kopech struggled a lot since that issue that flared up in the Texas Rangers game. We haven't seen the same velocity, which means we haven't seen the same bite on the slider, and we just haven't seen that same effective Michael Kopech. I don't know if I'm worried, because as long as he's out there and pitching, I think that's a good thing. As long as he's showing that he is healthy and get through these innings and not laboring, I'm fine with that. And it feels like he's at least continued his effectiveness throughout like the 5 innings. So, it's not like he's losing that zip late in the 5th inning. Even if it stays at 94 in the 1st inning, it's really finishing at 94 in the last end. So I at least like that from Kopech. But the big issue we've seen is usually in the 1st inning with Kopech.
Yeah, and that's what he and pitching coach Ethan Katz probably worked on in his days off, just figuring out a way why he is struggling so mightily in that 1st inning. I just need him maybe not to go for the strikeout early in the game, a little bit more pitch to contact. It seems like Dylan has transformed himself. Yeah, he's striking out guys, but he's moving a little bit more efficient, using less pitches. Seeing what Johnny Cueto did yesterday. Just let these guys hit it. You'll get your strikeouts because your natural fireball and your pitch has movement. So, throw that fastball 95, 96, 98 if you can reach it in the spots where they can't hit it, in these B spots. If you can get to locate your pitches, as you say Drew Hutchison can do every once in a while, Major League Baseball players probably can't hit it, especially if it's going plus velocity. And if they do hit it, it's going to be some weak contact. Let your hitters behind you or your fielders behind you pick up the ball and throw it to first.
Yeah, the results have not been good in the past 4 games for Kopech. 21 innings, 17 strikeouts, an ERA of 6.86, and opponents are hitting 274, 365, 571 with an OPS of 936 against him. So, he needs that velocity to be truly unhittable, and he just doesn't have that velocity right now. So hopefully we'll see something out of Kopech, but if not, we might need to look into what you're talking about, where you might need a day of rest. You might need to skip a start for him and let him build up back to where he was, and maybe let that inflammation in that knee go down a little bit.
We saw early in the year where he had the 6 days rest between his starts. He went out and performed well versus the Yankees. Then he had way too much rest versus the Toronto Blue Jays and didn't perform well versus them. So that sweet spot right there was 6 days in between his starts, maybe 5 days in between his starts, might be where Michael Kopech needs. But that would mean that the White Sox need a guy like a Davis Martin or not Jonathan Stever. What's his name? Adam Wainwright?
Jimmy Lambert.
Adam Wainwright.
Jimmy Lambert.
Adam Wainwright.
Oh.
That's his
Jesus.
name. I'm using your own thing against
I know,
you.
I get you. It's Tony La Russa's thing. Tony La Russa called him Adam Wainwright.
Yeah. So we need him to step up and pitch. I know Davis will probably pitch one of the games in Cleveland, and then we'll get Jimmy Lambert to pitch a game where Mike won't have to pitch on 4 days rest his next start, and then probably pitch on Friday or Saturday of this week.
I don't know if Alex Root is still in here, but he mentioned that Kopech might have been tipping, and I think he said that even Vinny might have been referring to that because he said like him and Ethan Katz were talking about something after the game. So I think Kopech might be tipping, and I wonder maybe in the first inning he's working on what Katz and him have been talking about on like how not to tip. And then maybe he gets out of that motion, and that's why he starts throwing strikes a little bit. Like the first inning does seem like a mental block for him. The highest on-base percentage that he allows is the first inning at 373. He's allowed 12 walks in the first inning, which is the most in any inning. And the other highest on-base percentage that he's allowed is I think it's the second inning at 305. So, I mean, he's usually around 30% on base percentage. He jumps up to 37 in the first inning. So I do think there's some sort of mental block there and something that they're working through, Kopech and Katz. All right, Herb, prediction time. What is your click to pick, and what's your score?
I'm going with Andy Vaughn.
Andy.
And I'm going to go White Sox win this game 3-2.
Yes.
Low scoring, but win.
I'm going to go. The White Sox have been hitting the ball well. I think they're going to hit Drew Hutchison well today. I don't think you can really throw this guy twice against the White Sox and have them have a bad effort. Luis Robert's been taking like a monster. Hey, do you remember Andrew Vaughn hit a double and Luis Robert walked because he's a take machine now?
And then the home run came up.
Yeah, and Luis Robert, all the balls that he's put in play against Drew Hutchison have been barely out of the zone. So I think Luis Robert might be locked in right now. I'm going to go Luis Robert for my click to pick, and I'm going to say White Sox win 7-2. I don't know if Kopech has a great game, but I think he's effective enough. Rusted's going with 6-4 win. Abreu with a homer and goes 3 for 5. Rodon was on fire yesterday, 9 innings, and that was in San Diego. I think he went into their place and shut them down.
Battle between him and Darvish, who both shoved, but Rodon threw a 99-mile-per-hour fastball for his last pitch in a complete game.
Ks. He's been insane. He's allowed the least amount of home runs in the MLB, which I could have told you because pitching in that ballpark, that guy wasn't going to give up shit. And then Dan from the 219 is going to go with Yo, leadoff hitting Yo. Sox win 6-5. Come on, guys. Let's be a little bit more confident. 6-4, 6-5,
3-2,
7-2. Let's do it. I think I said 6-2, 7-2. 7-2 is my prediction. That's Herb Lawrence. You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. Thank you to Stephen Nicholas for your great production, and thank you guys for hanging out with us. Rusted, Jack, Joe, Dan, Red Tornado, Wayne, all you guys. We appreciate you. John, Matthew. Enjoy the Minions movie. Matthew, Alec, and every division is a must-win at this point, absolutely. So let's see if the White Sox can win in their division and split the series against the Tigers. We'll talk to you after the final out is made on the CHGO White Sox postgame show. Go Go White Sox.